Evening. I am here in my living room, as I've done most of my videos from my living room, and this video is about where were we? Where were we in 2009, 8 years ago today? I believe that rocks are hard and water is wet, and the facts that prove that. In January of 2009, when Barack Obama was sworn in as our 44th president, our economy, well, we were in the throes of the Great Recession, which really began in late 2007. And let me remind everyone of the second George W. Bush administration and the first administration. In it was about a year and a half, completely eliminated our budget surplus that George W. Bush's administration inherited. Now, part of that was because of tax cuts. That's one thing that bothers me and concerns me greatly when I hear Donald Trump talk about let's do more tax cuts. Why is it that people refuse to learn from our own history? Our own history. Not world history, not European history, but our own history. And it blows my mind. If we look just about taxes, our taxes are pretty low considering the times that we've had great growth and what we would call the times in our history since World War II. Taxes are low. Now, most people would disagree with that and say I pay too many taxes, but if you actually look through our history and when America was prosperous and what the tax codes and the tax brackets, it's a better way of putting it, tax brackets for the top, for corporations, for people, and for the lower section, the lower part of those that pay taxes, you will see that taxes were much higher than they are now. And to give tax breaks is not going to suddenly create millions of jobs. So the tax cut part concerns me greatly, which means, in my view, and in the view of many people much more learned than I am in such areas, will say this is insanity. If you think our national debt is high now, wait until more tax cuts go into effect. The second part of thinking back of what Barack Obama's administration inherited was a free fall in job loss and unemployment going up to roughly 10%. And he had the good sense to support and to help really to make that, to slow that down and to turn it around. The bailout I thought wasn't big enough, but the bailout did work. We have had 75 months of continued job growth. Now, that's the rocks are hard and the water is wet part. There's proof for that. That 75 months. That's the longest job growth period in American history since the Great Depression. Do you get that? That today unemployment is below 5%. And though, sure, we'd love to have absolutely an unemployment at practically zero, and for everybody to be making a lot more money than they were. Of course, we want that. I want that. I can honestly tell you that my personal finances were the very best. I made the most money in my life during the second term of Bill Clinton. That's been 20 years. So I'm not swimming today in money praising Barack Obama's time because of that. I'm looking at our nation and our history as a whole, way past me. And the people that I've seen and heard that have said Barack Obama has ruined America, I want to ask them, were you in a coma from 2001 till 2015 and suddenly you woke up and wondered what was going on? Seriously, that's the ignorant things that I hear, amongst many others. So where we were when Barack Obama took office, where we are now, what essentially his administration is leaving a Trump administration is 100 times better than what he inherited. You don't have to agree with anything, any of my opinions, but the rocks are hard and the water's wet. The evidence is there to show these things, because the numbers do not care if I'm a liberal, if I'm a conservative, if I go to church, to the Baptist church right across the street here practically, or to a mosque, or to a Kingdom Hall. The numbers don't care, but the numbers are there, and we're not manipulating them to make them look good. So where we